Hey, Monday, people. Welcome to our first Love is Blind review. I am super excited because even though I've talked about Love is Blind, I don't think I have ever dedicated a whole show to it. And of course, I have to do this with my partner in crime, Scorpio Mo. We have been talking about doing this until today is the first day of our Love is Blind recap. Mo,
Yeah,
so we ended the week with Ready to Love
we
Friday.
yes we did.
Now we are here with Love is Blind. And I would just say to you guys, so I have to do Love is Blind recaps for Collider. I write for Collider and I have written quite a few pieces. I think only one of them has come out. But I've written quite a few pieces on Love is Blind. And so I thought, you know what? It just makes sense for us to get into this, especially because the show is, you know, we're dealing with dating issues just like we are with Ready to Love, but it's a little bit different. The people are a little younger.
Oh, it's a lot different.
They're a little younger. And hey, Ish, what's going on? Hey, Marriott, I love it. Our regulars are showing up for our irregular review.
Oh, y'all gonna want to show up for this one. Y'all gonna want to show. I promise y'all, this is interesting.
First of all, this show is crazy, and the thing is, I love the fact that on Netflix you can just binge it. So I just watched 1 through 6 all together, and then of course they release the rest of them. So we're gonna get into this. This is our first one, so we're gonna come back probably next week and do the rest of them. Because before we get into this, though, we gotta say this is Monday. Our big event here in Atlanta is Wednesday.
21st.
21st. Now, I'm going to put this link in the chat, guys, because we actually have quite a few people that have signed up. We've got actually like a packed house at this point. But we want everybody to be there. We don't want you guys to forget. We want you guys to come out, and it's going to be a night to remember. So I'm going to put it up here in the chat, the link to the Eventbrite. Now, don't sign up if you're not going to come, because we will call you out. I'm going to because I will have people's names that did sign up. And I say we have like a hall of shame.
I like that.
For the people that said they were coming and did not come. Like, where were you, Lisa? Yeah. Where were you, Lisa?
Come through, introduce yourself. Let's take a picture. We'll post the pictures. We're gonna have a good.
We'll post all the pictures. And it'll just be good to see some of the people, we know the monikers, but it'll be good to see the people. And I promise the conversation is going to be good because we have gentlemen. This is going to be mostly men. There's the link. There's the link right there in the chat. We have men, right? So we have Mo, of course. We have Rob that joined us, the Silver Fox. And then we have Vigilante, who's a younger guy, and his tagline is the Hypergamy King.
I saw that.
And then we have Phil from Ready to Love DC.
Okay.
And then we also have Kenneth for Put a Ring on It.
See, ladies, it's plenty of a plethora of.
I mean, it's some guys that are gonna be there. I think, but the reason I wanted it to be like a lot of different ages and stuff is because I think there's a lot of things that are different with like Vigilante is like 28, I think. And so his perspective is going to be different than a Rob who is in his 50s, right? And then Phil, I believe, is in his late 30s, early 40s. And, so we also have men coming. Mo, have you roused up your gentleman troops?
You know how it go. We'll see. I did.
That.
Sent the link and all the stuff today. No, pardon me, yesterday.
All right, keep on. There's gonna be some men there. There's men there anyway.
No. Plenty of men. I'm just trying to make my guys get in. But yeah,
it's gonna be men and women. But anyway, all right. So let us go ahead and quickly do our roll call. You guys, let us know where you are. Put your city and state in the chat. And let's get ready to get into this season of Love is Blind. Also, I want to say this is the 6th season. I have watched all 6 seasons. I did not watch Sweden, but I've watched all 6 seasons, and this show has gotten on my nerves for several reasons. The first is this, and it's going to be interesting to hear Mo's feedback as a guy. The buildup of what a person looks like based on their voice is ridiculous, right? And as we see every season, we may need to go back and review some old seasons because it's hilarious. Every season, people do this thing where they get connected and they see the person and that's not what they wanted. And they try to act like they are the bigger person. And they try to act like, I don't want to break up with this person because I'm not attracted to him. It never works. It never works.
Man, let me tell you something, man. If I was the ever, I would give the most realist reaction when they lift up or whatever they do. And I see
well, first of all, we're going to get into it. Not no face, no space. I like that, Ish. What's up, CXM? You guys keep those cities and states coming. I love that. Canonsville, Maryland. Of course, Saginaw is in the building. New Orleans, Mooresville, North Carolina, Allentown, PA, Columbus, Ohio. What's good? Okay. All right. So let's get into this first video. Now, I wanted to start slowly, Mo, because I want to start here. This is the girls in the lounge. Now, if you guys watch the show, you know that the guys all stay together in one area, the girls stay in another, and they meet in the pods where they talk through the wall. This is the ladies talking in the ladies' lounge. And I pulled this clip because I said this, let me talk about it afterwards. Let's watch this clip, and then we're going to talk about the ladies' version of shooting their shot versus what would work for a man.
Something, and then I'll bump into them, and I'm like screaming. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you for picking that up for me. Like, are you single? I'm screaming. Like, that didn't work out so well because then everybody was like married or had a girlfriend. I'm not good at looking for rings, but then wanted to chit chat anyways. I was like, okay, no, skirt back to where we're going. But then I can't believe I'm about to say this. The best technique that I had for a while was
share it.
You stare the fuck out of them across the bar for like.
Can you do that again? I gotta see that face. Oh God, I didn't even. Okay, you had a little.
You just make eye contact with them, like uncomfortable, and then if they look away and then look back, you're in.
Oh.
So that was my shtick, and that worked. If I was too drunk and I tried to do it, people were like, "People are gonna get a restraining order on you," because I'm like.
Okay. First of all, Mo.
Yes.
Do you think that would be an effective technique on you if you were out someplace and a young lady just stares at you like that?
If it looked like any of them, no. But if she was the right woman, yes.
Okay, so you say you're not attracted to any of the ladies in that.
Well, I saw one today that I didn't recognize before. I wanted to see her up close. They just showed her real quick, and I was like, "Who is that?" But I don't know. None of those. No.
Okay, first of all, let me say this: you guys that have watched the show, not D said it worked with LaRon. That is hilarious.
See?
That is hilarious. No, let me say this. Every season, and you guys let me know what you think that have watched this show. Every season, they show us other people of color that we never meet. Like there is, and in fact, I'm going to get a couple of the girls that were on Love is Blind that live in Atlanta that were on the first season, and we never saw them. We saw like 2 Black girls, but there were all these other people that were there, but their stories never get told because production may not feel like they have the audience would like them. I'm not sure what it is, but as you see in that clip, there's another African-American girl. We never see her. Like we never get to know her.
That's who I saw when I was watching it today. I was like, well, where'd she come from? Because I ain't see her.
But then who would she talk to? Because there's not a lot of diversity. There's always trouble in the diversity area with Love is Blind. And we're going to get into that. But I wanted to say that. So this is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, thank you, Selena. This is in Charlotte. The first season was in Atlanta, and I'm going to reach out to Alexis and Lily Mae that were on the first season in Atlanta and ask them to come on with us next week to give their perspective because they were actually in the pods. But I want to say about that. I don't like the way she did that. It looked kind of scary, but I do believe, and I think I told you guys this, that is my game. I learned a long time ago.
Christal, you tell us this every week with your big eyes. You stare at people we get it.
I just wanted to say there are other girls out there that are doing that, and it works.
It only works if the man is attracted to the woman.
I guess if somebody was staring at you that you weren't attracted to, and they would not stop. I
would think she was crazy, especially if she was white. I really think she was crazy.
All right, so let's talk about the people in the pods.
Okay.
First of all, let me ask you, what do you think of? Because I say this every week as well.
Okay.
I think that the guys that come on reality TV I can only speak to the men of color.
Okay.
I question them because I just don't feel like any man that I know would actually go on a show to speak through a pod and do this. This is crazy.
With the 3 episodes that I saw, yes, yeah, absolutely. Well, any show, but especially this show. Especially this show. Oof.
What is the biggest, what for you watching it for the first time, because this is your first time watching it. I'm a Love is Blind fan. Okay. Give us the most alarming things that you observed in the first 3 episodes?
First of all, these people must be from very small towns. Like extremely small towns. 1 elementary, 1 junior high, 1 high school. That's it. Just because either that or it's just the BS. I don't know any of these men, I never seen anything like it. As far as the brothers are concerned. Okay. Now it doesn't come from the real place, but I don't know if there's any men in their lives, but man, it's bad.
All right, I didn't want to do this, but let's get into this clip because obviously, you know, we're going to talk about Clay and AD. This clip is Clay, and it's funny because when I was talking to you earlier, you said that you did not believe this clip, and actually, you said you didn't believe that he did this. And I think I want to start by talking a little bit about the difference between Clay and then definitely going to get to Matthew because I wrote an article about that. Okay. But let's look at this clip, and then I want you to explain to us as a man what do you think is happening in this clip.
Hold it together, man. I ain't trying to be like, you know, I don't know what's going on, bro. I never really did therapy, so it's just like breaking down a different side of me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like I'm a really good guy. I do want love, you know? Like, I know how to talk. It's just a defense mechanism that I put up.
A defense mechanism, yes.
Yeah. You know, I haven't cried in a while, so I'm not mad that I'm crying. I just want to be appreciated and
valued for who you are as a person.
Yeah. You know, I do want this, you know, and it's just a lot because you're facing a lot of different things you're going through.
Yes.
And it's just I haven't, you know, I usually like to keep it things even kill. I don't like really showing too much emotion. So it's just a lot, you know.
You probably didn't see it. I know my glasses have a tint on it, so a lot of people don't see my eyes when I'm going through.
Yeah.
But that I cried all day. For.
Yeah.
Mo?
Yes. Let me tell you something. Get this. Flag on the play. Yo.
First of all, okay, so we gotta click. So he said that he said to AD that he cried, and then that was the scene. Just carry on. Carry on.
That is the fakest cry. Ladies, you know when a man acts like that for real? When already had the woman, established the relationship, and messed up. There's no way a man is going to do that before. Please don't believe that.
But why was he doing it even with the other?
No man would ever do that in front of the other dudes he don't even know. Ladies, please do not buy that.
That's what I don't understand. Why are they crying to each other? Because it was like, I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm crying too. Like I cried, and I'm like,
all these dudes, man, they are
crying.
How y'all say it? Y'all playing in my face and all that. That's what they doing. You don't see that?
Not they're playing in y'all's face.
This is pure comedy. That is not real.
I don't think it's real either. I really don't think it's real. But I wanted to ask you because it felt like Kristen Page. A little bit, but I feel like there's going to be more because I feel like this, and with Clay, let's put him up here. Okay, let's dissect Clay. Clay is a good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy. I'm gonna say that. I don't feel like he probably has any problem getting a woman. Right? Because he's a good-looking guy. He's obviously well-groomed. The fact that he came on the show and then tried to kind of bully her into or get her to say what she looked like, you know that that's a part of this show.
Thank you.
That was weird to me. Why did you try to get her? It's almost like he wanted to pick her, but he didn't want to get played. But you already know that this show is, first of all, they're filming you guys all the time that you're in the pods. So you're not going to be able to get her to give you a cheat code.
Right.
And if you want a cheat code, then why are you on the show? That's what makes me feel like he's not really serious about,
That's we all know how visual, but here's the craziest part of it all. You knew what she was feeling about somebody else. And when that didn't go right, and she went, when you were there to catch her.
But do you think that he was so jealous over the fact that first of all, I'm sure he was shocked that she liked old boy, Matthew.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think that's why it made him like her more?
But it's the sympathy, his ego. So it was like, okay, what? I can't believe, nah. So he plays the sympathy thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And not only to her, but to the audience.
He played it to the audience for damn sure, because that's what I was like, but it wasn't even to her. Him and the other guy were sitting there like, yeah, I cry. And I don't open up about, like, they weren't even talking about real stuff. Like there was not any tears dropped. And I could see it if he was like, you know what, this has me thinking about such and such and such. That, you know what I mean? Like, but there was nothing there. Why are you crying?
Right. Men do that. And this is men do that when they had it. Like the emotion that women want to get from men in the beginning is once they're invested deeply, you're not going to get that real. That's not real. You ain't seen it. We all know men are visual. So at this point, like he already showed his hand and was trying to, so you should know what that is.
Right.
He showed his hand. And what you see, you're really going to be mad.
Well, he sees her. Okay, so that's my question to you. Do you think, I agree with you, Miss 86 Hazel Eyes. Girl, I was like, what is going on? What is going on? I think that AD is very attractive. I think that she needs to probably get a different makeup artist and hairstylist.
You told me, you was like, you ain't see the hair, so today. I looked at the hair. I was so distracted by the eyelashes, I ain't go no further than that. But you're right.
The leave out.
It sounded like a white lady did her stuff. It looked
That's
like
what I think. And guys, she was a professional football cheerleader.
She was none of that.
That's not true, Mo.
We're not doing that, Christal. We did that on the other show with the other lady. You're not gonna keep telling me these women. We're not doing that, Christal. No. You're not gonna keep telling me these people are cheerleaders. I refuse to believe this.
The other girl, was it Kira? What she was? She was a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. And this young lady is also a cheerleader. And there was another cheerleader, an Atlanta Falcons cheerleader, that was on the Love is Blind the first season, named Diamond.
I need to talk to the cheerleading board because somebody is doing something wrong.
But I do think that she's probably not she needed a good Atlanta stylist to get in there.
In there real good.
I meant a hairstylist to really.
No, but what do you call the people that do the eyelashes?
This esthetician.
Yeah, one of those. I can't say the word. Yeah, one.
Yeah, but okay. Outside of that, let's do this. Let's look at this video of AD. Now let's be honest. I want you to give us your honest opinion, because I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the first few episodes, like, what is Clay gonna do? Especially after he was talking about he wanted to know how she looked. I was not sure if she felt like he was gonna be excited or if he was going to be sad, because Jessica told, oh boy, you're going to need an EpiPen when you see what I look like. I was like, girl, yes, Jessica, yes. And she wasn't lying though. She's not lying. She's beautiful. She's not lying. But okay, this is AD. You need me to play it again?
No, I saw enough. I mean, she has a body, and from far away, she, but the closer you get. But the body's right. I ain't gonna hold you.
She has a cheerleader body. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think I'm not gonna get canceled? Y'all hold us down. Hold us down. Now, do you think that Clay, when he would see what she looked like, do you think that that's what he's expecting?
I think he'll be pleased. You talking about the body?
I'm saying the whole thing.
Overall, no, it's not what he's expecting. But man, he I don't know if he'll be excited, but he'll be a little like, okay, let me, maybe he can warm up to it, but I think he's going to be slightly disappointed.
I think she's pretty. I think she just doesn't I don't like the eyelashes and the hair, but I think outside, can you look past that?
That's a big part of it though, isn't it? Let me ask you this. That's not her hair, right?
No.
Oh man, that's a whole nother, see? then you gotta go through that stage. See what I'm saying? It's a lot of trickery, and he don't know. But I don't know where he's from, because that might be right. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to knock the brother. That might be right.
I do think that she's cute on her Instagram. I think that was a bad look.
Christal, they all cute on their Instagram.
Oh my God.
They all cute on their Instagram.
Okay.
I like her body is right though. I give her that. And more importantly, to be honest with you, I do like her personality. Like through the pod, and I'm talking to her and her voice and how upbeat she is, that makes you upbeat. You see what I'm saying?
Wow, that's an interesting point, Anna B. She said they both seem shocked of their complexions. I thought that they actually looked nice together, but that could be, I've never thought about maybe she might not have expected him to look like that either. Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, Mo. So this is what I wanted to, because I enjoyed it. We have a good time. We laugh.
Yeah.
We laugh. Y'all, this is really how we would be talking about stuff even when we weren't doing this. So it's just hilarious. But what is it about AD's personality that you like? Because I think when women are dating, we're looking at dating, a lot of times they don't understand what is attracting a man to a woman outside of just her body and her looks. Because yes, your looks do catch the man initially, but they don't keep the guy. So let's talk about this show. Really is about presenting your presence and your energy. So can we talk about I want you to talk about what's attractive to a man, and then I'm going to talk about, as a woman, what I would find attractive.
Like based on this and not seeing them and just hearing them?
Yeah, based on it, because again, you got 2 weeks in the pod before you're supposed to figure out if you want to propose, which is ridiculous to me, but
we'll get to that. Yeah.
To watch. So what would if you can't see a woman's face when they talk about a woman's presence or energy, what is attractive to you?
Upbeat energy. You know what I mean? Upbeat energy, not being really, really judgmental at first and calling out stuff you don't not necessarily like, but don't like, but like if I call a woman on the phone and we, it's like, hey, that upbeat, hey, I turn upbeat. I'm matching the energy.
So do like how you said, if you come in the pod, because you gave me an example of how you would raise your voice to match hers. It was hilarious.
She's like, hey, Mo, how are you? I'm like, hey, Keisha, how are you? I'm right up, you see what I'm saying? And it's already, started, you know what I'm saying? Be like, I'm fine. What'd you do? I'm matching all of that.
Yeah.
And I'm coming with it, and it just real upbeat, and it makes me feel good. But it was like, hey, I'd be like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. And then it just brings me down. Yeah. Now, to me, it's hard for a man to come in and be like, hey, Keisha, how you? I feel real goofy, and maybe I should talk like that, but I'd be trying to be maybe too cool, but I'd be like, hey, how you doing? And she, I'm fine. And then I'll go up when she go up. If she go down, I go down. You know what I mean? But I think that, and just subject matters. If you're asking me questions, how was my day, or where well, what's it like there, opposed to just real dry, short questions and answers, and that I want to participate even more.
So speaking of dry, short answers, it was interesting that that Matthew. Matthew was
an asshole.
The only woman that AD got along with. Everybody else, the other, white girls that came in there, first of all, he's crazy. He's nuts.
You saw him, he came in there with the clipboard and was like, nope. Somebody already said that. Say something.
Yeah, he said, so pick a number. And then the girl tried to ask him a question. He said, I'm doing the question. I'm doing the asking. Okay. Well, someone else already picked that. You want to be a little bit more. Now, do you think that he was putting on a character, or do you think that's really who he is?
It seems like who he is, because he's stiff around the guys too.
That's true. Guys don't like him either.
Yeah, he's stiff around the guys as well.
I do think he could be on the spectrum, or Selena, maybe a serial killer. I don't know. I feel like he's a guy. I don't know. I feel like he's a guy that has very bad energy with women, like the whole incel thing, like resentful of attractive women because you feel like he's very condescending and tries to cut them down.
He got mother issues. Usually when it's like that, it's mommy issues.
I just thought that and which is crazy that he even made it on the show. How do you even make it on the show like that?
To spice it up.
Yeah, it could be a plan. But so why do you think, because I thought this was so interesting when you and I were talking, why do you think that AD was able to it was so shocking. Clay was just thrown off when he learned that Matthew actually was his competition. And I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised because he was it's almost like with all the other girls, he was just Sheila almost like had to crack the code to him.
But she just had to remain her thing and be sarcastic with him and they'll soften up. That's just a shell on that. That's all. That's all it is a shell.
I do think he's attractive.
Who's that?
Matthew.
It looked like he needed grooming, like he need a day and let somebody fix him up or something.
I think he's an attractive white guy.
Oh, I don't know. He just seems, I don't know.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't know white guys. I don't know black guys either, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm not. I thought he was actually more attractive than, like, that's what was so shocking, that he was acting like that, and he was attractive, which is weird. But that doesn't mean that just because a person is attractive, like when I interviewed Khalil from Love and Translation, if you guys didn't see that interview, you can go back and watch it. Not very many people watch the interview, so if you guys can go back and check it out, that'd be great. Show on TLC called Love and Translation. This guy is very attractive. He was a football player, very, very cute, but he was very shy, and you could tell he doesn't really know he's that cute. And so I feel like damn, Ish, that's true. She said Ted Bundy was attractive. But a lot of times a person that, like, we judge people based on how they look, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the way they are. But I like the fact that you told me that AD, when he threw the dart at her, she just kind of kept going and stayed herself and didn't respond, and it opened him up. And I think that's something that women, that would work well for a lot of us, because what happens to a lot of us is we're sit down waiting for something to be mad about. And as soon as you get it, you lock on and you go. And I remember one of my friends and mentors, Mary Morrison, she's a best-selling author. We were going someplace with this guy, and the guy was very annoying, like making little sexual comments. And I was like, I wouldn't go anywhere with him. I'm not, I wouldn't like that. And she said, I'll let him say what he's going to say, and I redirect it and keep going. Like, you can't get offended over everything a man says. Now, I'm not saying that we should put up with stuff, but I do think that sometimes, to me, it seems like sometimes men are testing you. Kind of like that quote that Nelly says, I'm just playing unless you're going to do it. So it's kind of like, I'm just trying to see what you're going to do. And if you respond in a negative way, then it shuts everything down. Where if you just kind of say it again.
Not a game, though.
That is a game.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying that we should play games, but I'm just saying a lot of times that happens early on. Like, a man can say something and the woman can get turned off quick. Like, we could be done, like, not even letting him get it out. Like, he may not have meant it that way. Now, I'm not saying with Matthew is definitely, I wouldn't have any energy for him either. But I do think that sometimes, like you would tell me, okay, maybe he's nervous. Men don't know what to say. So if he says something that seems a little bit off and you automatically take it and run, you could be really like, setting the tone.
Sexual, then that's a little different. But
yeah, that's true. That was a whole different scenario. But she kept her power. And she didn't let him. She kept her power.
He's Are we going to talk about that incident?
Which one?
With Matt and with the other chick.
Yeah. Let's talk. Go ahead. Tell your. What were your perception of it?
We were talking about it earlier, and with AD was talking. I mean, she was hearing the other women talk, and she was like, Matthew said that same stuff to me. Right?
Yes.
Oh man, the guys are gonna be mad at me for this one. I ain't gonna be able to go to the meeting. Listen, sometimes, a lot of what men say in games, playing games or lying, which is mixed up together, comes from a real place, right? It might not come from that place, but it came from somewhere else, and we use it. So I think that Matthew saw what worked with an old girl, and that he wasn't respecting that response. AD, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And with the other woman, I'm learning the names, y'all. So please don't get on me. I'm learning the name. I'm trying to learn the names. When he talked to the other woman and he told her a similar thing, it's because it worked. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the validation and the response that he got. So we used it again. All the deceptive stuff that I've told women a long time ago. And they all came from real situations. I just moved it over here. So technically, I just tried to justify it. I wasn't lying. I just was moving the truth over here. And I think that's what he did.
Moving the truth over here?
Yeah, like if all the things, let me not say game, all the things that I've learned that wasn't necessarily right to do came from a right place, or if I had to tell an untruth, it came from telling the truth somewhere else and seeing, oh, that's a real thing. You know what?
Okay, so who was he telling the truth to? Because he said
no, he told the truth to AD. I believe that.
So why was he saying the same thing to the other girl?
The amateur addict.
What?
He's an amateur addict.
But how do you know? My thing is how do I know that where he meant the truth? Like it just, you can't say the same thing. It was the same exact.
Unless there was a woman he knew before all of them, and he said it to her too. That would make 3. But
it really was.
I believe he said what he said, and he felt the way about the answer on a woman that he liked. But then here it is, another woman that he liked. I think he just decide to run the same thing to see if it worked. But how I know he's an amateur, because you would never do it to 2 women who are going to interact with each other.
But to me, as a woman, that takes validity away from what you told me. Because if I'm sure men do that, right? But if you told me and another girl the exact same thing, then I'm just going to cancel it out.
Yes, but you're not going to know that unless you want to.
No, but I'm just saying, Mo, how can you say the person actually meant it? How can you mean it one time and not the other time?
No, I think, well, I'll put you through that. He said it from a real place, but then he got caught up and he said it again.
That's not from a real place then.
Okay, so do you believe that Chaz, we're going to, what's the name real quick? We'll turn the corner real quick.
What the hell?
Do you believe that Chaz doing that baby face line with old girl was a real thing? He never said that before. The picture with the sunset. I'm asking.
I mean, obviously now it's probably a lie, but
that's what I'm saying.
But so what you're saying is, hey, you 7, her 3 is right. She said you got to go in thinking the man is a liar from the jump.
That's what I always tell women. Don't believe me at first. Don't trust me. Let me earn your trust. I tell women that all the time. I don't trust you, and I'm telling you, don't trust me. Let me earn it over consistency. Nobody should be going trusting nobody.
I hate this. On your mark, get set. I'm just saying. No, but that's unacceptable. The fact that is unacceptable. The fact that you guys are liars.
Not all of you. Got to weed the liars out. But you can't go in there and believe.
You're acknowledging that you guys are using the same line.
There's a point.
Then my statement of you all are liars.
So you think these dudes just got a line and you the only one that caught the line? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, damn it. Hey.
You think
I am believing that if a man tells me something, that he means it. If he proves it.
Creative and you responded to it. Now don't get me wrong, it can happen. Like I'm saying, let's say that, and mind you, how young they are. I don't do that now. I'm older. But in my 20s, all my lines was recycled. I do it works. And it was remixed by some records that I heard. I took a lot of New Edition lines. I took a lot of cool. Yes, I did. That's what we do. How else am I going to learn?
I'm sorry, y'all. I really, these people come to this channel, Mo, to be encouraged and for me to teach them to believe in love. And here we go.
We got to get over the hump first. This is the hump part. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Let's look at another video about Love is Blind. Jesus help us. Well, first of all, let's do this. All right, let's pivot. Let's pivot to Amber and no, not Amber, Chelsea and Jennifer. And first of all, do you know who Megan Fox is?
I do know who Megan Fox is. I know my pop culture now.
Do you believe that Chelsea looks like Megan Fox?
If you squint a little bit, yes.
Let's try it. Let's try to squint.
A little bit. Now, Kirk, that's a bad picture, man. Yeah, you did that on purpose.
I did not. The Shade Room did that. I just ripped it from their page. No. I'm going to ask you guys, I don't think that she should have told him. Again, this is a situation where you're in the pods and the person is trying to figure out what you look like. And if you give them a reference point, that's going to cause them to be coming up with something that looks totally different.
She said, people said. She never said it. She said, people said.
Well, okay, Mo, if you say, well, people tell me I look like Idris Elba, then that's making me think that you think you look like Idris Elba.
People have told me I look like a bunch of people throughout the years, and they asked me, and I was like, but I don't believe it.
But why? Okay, but if you were talking to a girl through a wall who hadn't seen you,
and she asked me, who do people say I look like?
Yeah, who would you say?
I mean, who? You were asking me for real?
I'm asking you for real.
The one I've been hearing in the last couple of years, which I think is ridiculous, is the Young Jeezy stuff.
Yeah, you don't look like Jeezy in person.
And a few women, they was like, you look. I'm like, no, I don't.
You don't. That's weird.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't believe. She's asking me.
But would you tell them that?
Yeah, I was like, that's ridiculous. And then some people were like, yeah, but they've told me. I don't have to tell them. I would never bring myself with them because I don't think I look nothing like. I think that's crazy.
I don't think that she should have said that. I mean, I guess, but she said, well, just with the hair and eyes. I feel like when you're in the pods, people are trying to, because when she said that, you saw him get super excited.
Yeah, he stood up and was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was not it. Now, somebody said they thought that she was doing that on purpose because she felt that she might have thought that she knew that Jessica was her competition. And Jessica looks like, I don't think Jessica looks like her. It was funny because he was like, he heard Jessica look like a Kardashian.
But once again, he initiated that. She didn't.
She didn't.
That's if she initiated, I'd be like, yeah, she trying to,
I don't know if she was competing. What do you think about this triangle? Because you and I talked a little bit about this earlier too. So Jimmy had a really bad day. Okay. First, he's got these two women. He's going back and forth. He can't figure out which one is it. Jessica has this upbeat personality. And then Chelsea is like the one that's kind of down to earth and pulls you in. But he goes in one day, and all in one day, Jessica tells him that she has a 10-year-old daughter, and Chelsea tells him that she has an ex-husband. He was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I said, and I wrote a piece about this because, and I'm going to ask you guys, I think that single parents don't do well on shows like this because specifically like Ready to Love is like older. This show has a lot younger people, and it's really not geared towards people that are looking for to already be to leave the show and already have a ready-made family. It's younger, carefree. These people are not trying to get married and I mean, they may be trying to get married, but the reality is it's not that serious like that. So I don't think that a person that has a 10-year-old child would be a good fit for this show. When you saw his body language, when she told him that she had a child, it was a wrap. I mean, he couldn't even speak for like several seconds. He was like dumbfounded.
It was blind. I thought that was super unfair. I think that was selfish on her part to have that man be invested. I think that's cold. If a man would have did it, women would have been, oh, that's not, you didn't give her a choice. And it's the same thing, man. I didn't think it was cool at all. Even when she was talking to the women, she was like, I'm not going to split. I want him to get in. That's not fair, man. Especially to someone that doesn't have kids. That's not cool.
I didn't think about it like that till you said that. Like, because she didn't want to, and I know men have done that. And I've talked to you about that. I hate, and I would definitely, that would be a quick way for me to not date somebody. I know that guys have not said how many kids they have, or not, they had kids and then later told the woman because they want to get her hooked first. Yeah. And in essence, that's what she did. She wanted to get him hooked first.
That's exactly what it was. Now, I didn't think that was a cool move. So I understood how he felt. I mean, he felt punched in the stomach. Yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think that Chelsea also should have told him that she had been married before?
I don't take that serious unless that came up. I really don't take that as, it's not even.
Why is that not different?
Huh?
I mean, why is that different?
Because that's something that's over. That child is still here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's something that's over with. You could have been married for like when I was married for 6 months. Like, I don't really count that.
Yeah.
That's not as serious. You might have wanted to know because I'm learning that women that have never been married want to be the first. You know what I mean?
Women just like to know.
Yeah. But I think if you say it, it's not really, you just say, I think it's more of you're hiding it. That's the part. Not that you were married. The fact that you're hiding it.
Well, yeah, I think that's the part for both. I think it felt like both of them were hiding. And poor Jimmy.
Jimmy wouldn't have went with her in the first one. If she had a kid, he wouldn't have got that invested.
Yeah.
And these dudes be acting for the camera, boy. They be extra. You
thought Jimmy was acting?
He was a little extra. Like, I'm used to women on these shows being extra, but seeing dudes being extra and you telling her, what did Clay tell her? You know, I cried last night. You don't get your ass up out of here. What?
That was wild. That was wild. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't think that Jimmy was being extra. I did think his family was interesting. And I feel like Jessica was beautiful, but very, very pretty. But she has the child, and then she got pregnant in high school. She was in foster care. Her parents were both drug addicts. Like, it's a lot of trauma.
It is. And I think family is important to her to have her own, you know, but at the same time, you can't force these things, man. You really can't. And not only force, but you can't to tricks. Like, the more and more I just think about it, that is super, like, selfish, like extremely selfish to somebody, especially to somebody that doesn't have any.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what they say about people that are raised on survival as opposed to love. Absolutely. And she sounds like she was raised on survival.
Absolutely.
Father committed suicide. Mother was on drugs, and she said the mother that she couldn't take care of her. She was in foster care, and now the mother is fine.
She's a whole lifetime story.
Yeah. Can you change? Hold on. Can you change the text? I'm doing 8 million things. But then I also feel like Chelsea was just saying what she felt like. I do feel like Chelsea was kind of in competition with Jessica.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, all the women are going to do that once they find out, you know, I don't know how from the other side of the room. I guess they're mic'd up and they can hear them be like, you know, I had a real good time. I think I really made a connection with such and such. And they'll be sitting there, and then when the other person comes in, and they see the girl come in from talking to the guy, and they get upset. You see how Clay was when Matt walked in?
Yeah.
Clay was just look. I was like, man, you act like you about to fight this man over some chick you never, man.
But it's so funny because it's weird in this show. So he said Chelsea should have kept Trevor. I agree because I feel like the reason that she didn't keep Trevor was because she was trying to prove that she could get Jimmy from Jessica.
Right. Absolutely.
Because Trevor actually was more into her. That's interesting. He's a whole interesting buff. He hugely, awkwardly huge with a mohawk. It's weird. But yeah, I feel like they would have been a better fit. And then afterwards, it just goes bad because she wanted to get him from Jessica, but then she's gonna feel, she feels a certain kind of way. She was worried about him seeing Jessica. Right. She was worried about that. And then if you notice, he said, "Well, she doesn't look like Megan Fox, but I'm trying to not go by looks." I was like,
only one that I seen that met each other. I didn't see everybody else.
Yeah, no, it's some more happening. Yeah. All right, we got to talk about this next couple because this is going to be an issue as well. You haven't seen how this culminates, but this one is a huge problem also. Let's watch this clip and then let's get into the interracial couple on Love is Blind.
That you are the one who I'm supposed to be with. When you speak, you immediately draw me in. When you laugh, I feel safe and secure. At my most vulnerable moments, you are there with me.
Always.
Britt, I've been about you since day one. I'm still about you. Brittany Karen Mills, will you be my wife?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. We're gonna build. We're gonna take over. Me and you.
Have you ever said that? That was weird to me. Let's just start at the end.
I am going to say it. That's why I'm writing it down. I'm going to see how it works. Get out of here.
All right. Brittany and Kenneth. Weird. And for those of you that have watched on, that this does not work. So he is a middle school principal, which is why I thought that he's whiter than I thought. Y'all are hilarious to me.
He is a middle school principal.
He's a middle school principal, and she works like in corporate America. Okay, so they did bond in the pods over, they kept talking about religion, right?
Right.
I feel like that was their, the whole idea of being equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
I too, D Brown, was worried about her not being attracted to him, but this is what I found. I have found that when white women date black men, they are a lot more forgiving of looks.
When white women date black men,
yeah,
the women are more forgiving.
As are the men.
Oh.
Yeah, because we know that black men, when they date white women, a lot of times they don't hold them to the same standards. And I think vice versa. So I wasn't really worried about, my point is, I wasn't really worried about her being attracted to him. I felt like, if it had been a black girl, she might've been like, whoa, what's happening? But, he's not unattractive, but I felt like she was going to be fine because she knew that he was black. He knew that she was white. And so I think that it's just a little bit more open, you're a little bit more open to something that is, outside of your race.
Just outside the race though. But you don't think she needed to be attracted to him?
I'm just saying that I think that when white women date black men, they are not necessarily attracted to the same things that black women who date black men are attracted to.
I believe that, but I think women in general are way kinder than men are, as far as women can. Women can women can overlook things or get used to something. As bad as it initially looked when in the beginning.
Well, I think because women are not solely visual. Like we like to look at, we are visual, but we also are about feeling protected and feeling valued and cherished and all those things. So I think that comes into it. But so my question to you is, he comes in the pods, he's a teacher, he has religious background. A lot of people on that show do not. So they were talking about the fact they had that in common. Do you think there's going to be an issue for him dating a white woman for the first time, marrying after never having dated a white woman? This is the first time that he's dated outside of his race, and now he says we're going to build.
Yeah, I think he'll be more. Believe it or not, I think he'll be more open than she would.
Well, that's not what happens.
Oh, my bad. I don't date white women, so I won't know. But
that's not what happens. I will tell you, and that's not a spoiler because we said we're going to talk about episodes 1 through 6 because I've seen 1 through 6. Okay. So, I believe she said she had dated outside of her race before, but he has not. So he has a conversation with AD where he says that he's never dated. He's once they get out of the pods, it's like, oh, this is real. This is real. And he is definitely not able to handle it. The way she interacts, because you got to realize with racial stuff, it's not all about black and white. It's really about cultural and okay. So Anna says she didn't. I thought that she said it wasn't an issue, but I thought she had dated before. But if both of them have not dated outside their race, it's more than about skin tone. It's about culture. It's about, the nuance of what it is to be African American, the culture, all of that. I don't think you take into consideration if you've never done it before.
I think as a black man, you can take more advantage of a situation like that than you think. I think if I dated a white woman, I would. And I know a lot of brothers that do. I think he probably got to get used to the long back. You got to get used to that. I couldn't get it. But that, I'm telling you, that'll throw you all off. But I think that
I don't think that's what we're talking about, Mo. We're not talking about a long back.
But I think culturally, it depends. Like with her, let's say if she was Jewish, right?
Right.
And he was back, things like that. But she lived in a neighborhood where there were some black people and she was used to certain cultural things that, because to me, a black guy could really take advantage of that situation and blame everything on this is how black people do. You know what I'm saying?
But what happens is they get out and it just immediately goes from chicken salad to chicken shit.
From her end or from his?
Both. And then he shuts down after he has that conversation. Honestly, what do y'all think? The people that have seen this, he has this conversation with AD and it really is about interracial dating, but maybe he sees AD and decides, wait a minute.
Yeah, he came back home. We were like, hold up. She ain't got a long back. I'm telling you. All it takes is for somebody to bring pumpkin pie to Thanksgiving.
It is not that serious. It is not that simple, Mo.
That right there, your whole family will have a meeting after you left. Tell me.
I think that they connected in the pods over the fact that they both had their faith, right? They both believed in their faith. Right. And they stood strong by it. They got out and you could just see him looking at her like, what is she talking about? And he basically shuts down.
The same faith?
Well, they were both Christians.
Okay.
But
so together, correct?
That brought them together. But after they got out of the pods, the racial issues and just the different culture immediately broke them apart. Ish, are you telling us that you have pumpkin pie? Someone is bringing pumpkin pie in your family?
Let me tell you something. So I'm like, look. Hey, man. I'm telling you right now.
I don't know. He, I thought thought it was strange how quickly, because you go through the situation and you propose. And then as soon as they got out, he was just like, I can't do this.
He faked that whole, it's all, come on, man. How real could it be? What did he say? We gonna do this? What did he say? What was
he said we're gonna build.
From what?
I don't know. I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant. That was weird.
Like, how's your credit?
No, I mean, he seems like he's okay. He's got his stuff together.
I'm starting not to believe these accusations, man.
I told you, we've been there. Welcome. We've been here. We've been here. Those of us that have watched these shows have been here. We've not believed, because they don't ever be right. But I don't know. With him being a middle school principal, there's a lot of people in positions that would not have been there before. I don't know, Mo. Maybe he is. I don't know.
Okay.
All right. Let me go to my next clip. What do you think of? So let's. Oh my goodness! Hold on. This is another clip with these people. these weird people. Okay, this is Chelsea. This is Chelsea, and this is her. I believe this is when she is turning down Trevor. She's making the decision, and I feel like in the pods you can be the man or the woman, but you got to know that once you leave the pods, reality is going to ensue.
Yes.
You go back to where you came from.
I just pray that it works out. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
I've never been slammed by a woman like this before. I have strong feelings for Jess.
Well, he's smiling. Bye, gentlemen. He's smiling.
I told Chelsea I love her.
All right. So I feel like, first of all, I do feel like both Chelsea and Jessica would have been disappointed when they saw Jimmy.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Because I feel like, I don't know why they are both so attracted to him.
Initially, the conversation.
I don't know what it is about the conversation. I do. Okay, so we're talking about being vulnerable. He did acknowledge that he was embarrassed of his family,
right?
Which is sad, because that's just sad. And then his family shows up, and they are very country, hillbilly-ish.
You know what I'm saying? See?
But I mean, that's where you come from.
It is.
You know, you can't be, I don't think you can be embarrassed of your family. I don't like that.
I know people that like that. Like there's people that live in these small towns who are big fish in a small pond, right?
Yeah.
They awkward growing up. That's why when they get old enough, they move to the big city and never come back home.
Yeah.
Then that follows them. Like I know somebody that you ask them where they're from, they say where they lived at when they were 21. Well, I'm from, they say, well, I spent my adult life in DC, and they never say
where they from, that little town.
Yes.
But that's one thing about the town, is nothing about your family.
Yeah, but they just feel like anything associated with that is like, if their family like wears that on them. You know what I mean?
His family does wear the country on them. They did. But I mean, I feel like with Jessica, her family, God knows, you know what I mean? And she's shared all of that with him. I think that connected the two of them. Absolutely. Chelsea obviously has a lot of issues as well. And I think they may have like bonded over the fact they have so much trauma.
That's a great point. And I mean, I think what they do also is bring vulnerable people and they put them in this space.
But I think a lot of people that probably don't think they're vulnerable become vulnerable, or people looking for fame are probably vulnerable people.
People looking for fame or vulnerable
people that want so bad to be famous and want to be on TV.
Right.
that's usually a sign that there's something else going on. And I'm saying that as somebody that's worked with a lot of them. Like, that's kind of crazy. Whenever that's your goal so much that you just really want to be on TV, you want to be famous, there's usually something that you're running from.
Or lacking, possibly?
Yeah, all of that.
Okay.
But I just felt like, so I felt like with Chelsea, and I also feel like it can be very, you can get caught up in the fact that you have these other options and, you know, there's people, and I gotta, you know, as opposed to really just slowing down.
I'm glad you said that. You remind me to say something. I'm glad you said that. That option thing. That's a dangerous thing. You don't think it in your 20s.
What do you mean?
Because I got a phone call yesterday and talking to some guys I grew up with, and one got on the phone and was like, he was like, you know, he said, yo, in this early 50s, man, especially where he's at, he was like, I probably should have just stuck with somebody like 15, 20 years ago. He was like, now I'm trying to do this stuff. He said, I look back at the player stuff and man, I should have settled down about 20, 25 years ago. This is crazy. But when you think you have all these options, you kind of laid back, you know, and you thinking you got time. You got time. And now he's about 52. And where he's at, there's nothing around the no options. And even if they are, the options don't really want him. And he was like, we got it wrong.
Yeah.
He was like, he said that. And I was real shocked, especially him. He was like, we got it. He was saying we, like, I don't know why he tried to include me. But he was like, we got it wrong. He was like, I really, you know, I don't know what to do. He was like, but I really, really messed. And mind you, he's in a loud place and he's trying to have a heart-to-heart conversation with me.
That meant he was down. That meant he had a shocking reality.
Yo, it really, really was. So my whole thing was the option thing. So a lot of times when you think you have options and you think you have time, a lot of times you don't have really either one of them. So I just thought that was interesting.
No, that's true. But I think, like, for instance, on this show, we saw Chelsea turn down Trevor, and he got every season somebody, you know, for every win, someone must fail. Okay. In the words of Babyface via Whitney Houston. Yeah, it's a good quote from Waiting to Shoop-a-Doop.
Oh yeah, I remember the lyric.
For every win, someone must fail. I was like, that is really true, because in every love story, what you don't hear is the person that got turned down or the other person that was in love with that person that didn't get them because they went the other way. But anyway, Trevor is broken down in the pods and he doesn't have another option, at least not one that we see. So Chelsea goes off with Jimmy, which does not work for very long, because as soon as Jimmy sees Jessica, he cannot get that out of his mind.
See, you plant that, you should have never, because you're never going to meet them expectations. When you say, what did they say? Under deliver, oversell?
Under deliver, over promise. I mean, no.
Under deliver, no.
Over promise, over deliver, under promise. So
something like that.
No, it's yeah, whatever. It's over deliver. I know. So basically, you I would just say, hey.
They told me it was something I'm doing that makes it do that. I forgot what it was. It's the update on the iPhone, man.
What in the hell is happening? But yeah, I feel like playing it cool, and she said other people tell her that, but that set him up. She know that when that man looked at her, she was not going to look like Megan Fox. But I also feel like Jessica is, I mean, she's very confident. I mean, she was confident.
She was.
She was confident.
I saw her talking in the corner to the other girl. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she don't care. She said, I got it. You're going to want this. But isn't that sad that even with all that beauty, you still have so much trauma to fix? So, but Chelsea has trauma as well, because as we see, as soon as they get out, her self-esteem is so broken, and she's so insecure that it basically runs him off because she just can't handle the fact that that he's with her, and knowing that he's probably more attracted to Jessica and anybody else. Now, there was an article today written. I'm gonna read this to you. I didn't write this, but somebody else, a girlfriend of mine that's another journalist, sent this to me, and we were talking about this show, and it says nobody. This is on Business Insider. Nobody is talking about the ickiest part of Love Is Blind, and basically they talk about when Jimmy went over to talk to AD. This is when they're all together, and Chelsea points out that she says, yeah, that girl is stacked, and talking about how nice of a body that AD has. And so Chelsea gets upset about it, and because Jimmy decides to comment on Chelsea's body. And so then Chelsea basically says, yeah, she is. Like, okay, what do you do? Chelsea asks AD, what do you do to get a butt like that? And AD says, squats and Jesus girl. So it's unfortunate. I mean, it's uncomfortable that Jimmy talks about how nice of a body AD has. Chelsea agrees, but then she ends up being very upset with it for the rest of the night. What do you guys think about the fact of Jimmy saying that Chelsea was stacked? I mean, that AD was stacked, and then Chelsea looking at it and saying, yes, she's got to, talking about her body. Do you feel like that was objectification to the Black woman on the show?
From Jimmy?
From Jimmy and Chelsea.
Not from her, but from him. Her, I think she was playing it cool. And I've been in that situation where I didn't say anything, but a woman commented on another woman. And I'm just like, I don't know what to say about that. And then they felt the way. You probably like that, don't you? I was like, huh? After she complimented the woman. So I don't blame her. I blame him.
So then later on at that same outing, Jimmy and Clay are all talking. And then Laura says to Jeremy, Laura and Jeremy are together. Laura says that Laura tells him that he should bean dip AD, which I don't know what bean dip means. That's weird. To me, that must be a white people term. And then I guess bean dip is to flick a woman's breast with your index finger, which is weird. So Jeremy tells AD that Laura told him to do it. She told me to do it to you. I was like, I'm going to get canceled, Jeremy says. And then AD is uncomfortable, but she actually makes everybody feel like it's okay. So the purpose of this article is saying that AD was sexualized and objectified by being the Black woman on the show, that all the white cast members are blown away by her body.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's cool. She made a good point, and I believe 1,000% that that's the issue. I mean, I don't know what she could do about it. I mean, but her downplaying or be like, that's all right. I've seen that too. Her wanting to fit in with the group and be like, that's all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we talked about that on the other show on Ready to Love, and how sometimes women will go out of their way to excuse bad behavior. But what that does is it almost says it's okay, because if she doesn't say that she's uncomfortable, then it will make Jimmy and Jeremy think that comment was okay.
Do you think it's about being accepted in the room?
I think it could be, but I think it's the same issue that the other night Alexis had when Jonathan did that thing at the for Ready to Love, when she was on his lap and he was being overly right. Yeah, I think it's the same thing. She didn't want to mess up the room.
Interesting. Okay.
Marriott, in this situation, she says she had no option. If she flipped out, she will get the angry Black woman edit, and that is true.
Damn, that's that's a great point.
That's true.
Yeah, what do you do?
That's rough. I think you go to production afterwards. I mean, I think it would be interesting to hear if AD felt like if she did feel uncomfortable with the compliments. I mean, she does have a nice body, and in that video that I just played, this is at that event, and she is like poking it out and wiggling it. So she's doing that towards the other cast. So she wants them to look at her butt, right? She's doing it. She knows that she's very shapely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she wanted it to go that far.
I don't think she knew that it was going to cause couples to be basically fussing about her.
Right, because I've seen Black women do it to other Black women that didn't have bodies like that as well. So I don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Anna says that Clay is objectifying AD. What do you think? I don't think that Clay is objectifying AD.
If he did, I didn't get to that part yet.
I haven't seen that either. We'll see how this goes. We know they don't end up together because AD has done some interviews after the fact.
So
but
I didn't get that far.
Yeah, this is later. I think that Clay probably looked at her, even if he wasn't physically attracted to her facially, he probably was very attracted to her body. I can't speak to that until we see the rest of this. I don't want to say anything, but we do know that they're not together. So yeah, but I thought the bean dip, that was weird. And I will say, as a person that's been in white spaces, the spoilers are, we told y'all this was episodes 1 through 6, and it's out on social media. We told y'all this was going to be happening. You got to go watch the show. Watch it anyway. It's fun to talk about.
Did you see where he saw her? Where they met? You saw that show? Mm-hmm. Huh?
Yeah.
What was his reaction?
Well, to me, I felt like he was,
Demonstrate. Show me what he did.
I can't really remember exactly what he did, but I couldn't tell if he was attracted or not. But the fact that he leaned in and kept going with it, I felt like, okay, he's okay with it. They were happy together. She meets his family.
You know what my reaction would have been?
What would your reaction have been, Mo? We've been waiting.
Yes. How you doing? My name is Mo.
But at that point, you only meet each other when you are proposed. That's already your fiance.
Yeah, they just do the proposal just to get to see her. They don't care.
No.
They made me marry her. Get out of here. What?
I cannot.
Now, the other Black girl who I saw in the background, because I'm like, where is she at? Now, I need to get another look. I couldn't get a clear look.
But we're not going to get a look because she's gone. Ish says the reaction of Clay was clear.
Was it? Okay.
True love forever. I am sorry. And actually, I did not see, I saw up to episode 6, but I did see afterwards, I saw an interview that was online today of with AD talking. So I was hoping they were going to stay together as well. But anyway, I apologize for sharing that part, but it's online, y'all. It's not like I'm the only one sharing it. He says he was not into her. I couldn't tell. I'm going to go back and watch it again.
Clay wasn't?
Yeah, she says that she didn't feel like Clay was into her when he saw her, but I was trying to see, I couldn't really tell.
She would be right. But the giveaway was, in the beginning, he said he wanted to, so that played a heavy part for the man.
He did, but why is he there if he wants that?
He just wanted a little nip, a little piece. Give me a little reference of what you. No.
All right, let's wrap this up with our. We'll save the dating tips for Friday. But
I have no more. It's all on you.
No, why?
Because they was on my ass before, and they was like, Mo's talking about, I don't want nobody trying to think I'm running game.
You can't do that.
Hey,
first of all, they be all in the comments on me about you.
Christal,
stop talking over Bo.
Christal, you supposed to laugh at corny jokes and all this. That's not game. I say hold back, don't tell everything. Mo's running game. I'm like,
but you know what? How come you have no problem when they be going off on me about you? Christal, please let Mo talk. He cannot talk because of you. Christal, Mo is just
like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that voice? I don't hear. That's not the voice I hear.
The voice is, Christal, please let Mo. Mo is unable to get his point across. You're just badgering Mo.
That is not the voice I hear when I read those comments.
What is the voice that you hear?
Christal, could you let Mo?
Christal, we love Mo. We want to hear Mo talk.
Once somebody got a little snappy at you, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, what you're on my page telling me what to do on my channel.
So let me say this. When it's happening and I base it on real time, I don't see that energy. Just for the record, y'all. I don't feel like it's like that. I don't know what y'all see, but it doesn't feel like that to me. So for the record, I want to say that. But when I do be reading it, I'll be at work and I'll be laughing because I'll be like, somebody last time was on your ass. It was like,
I'm like, nigga, you are on my page on me about my co-host. Like, what? Who is also my friend? Why would I? Anyway, but my point is, when they do that, I have to still do it. So you still have to give your,
okay, but I don't want nobody to think it's like I'm running game. It's not.
I don't want them to think that I need to shut up. But guess what? They do.
Listen, man.
All right, so we have to give dating tips next time. Let's give tips for phone etiquette because the pods are kind of like what it's like on the phone.
Absolutely.
So I love what you said about matching the energy, but give me a tip for when you're talking to a woman, you're just getting to know a woman on the phone, because you have a lot of women that you meet on the dating sites that you're talking to, and then you'll tell me, yeah, she wasn't talking right. I don't like the conversation. It's a wrap. What is happening?
They're not present. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Dog barking, talking to the kids. Like, be present. It's like talking to someone that's on a date and they on their phone. It's the same thing. You talking to everybody else in the room. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a good time, it's not a good time, and cool, and say that. But don't conduct all this other stuff going on in the room and try to talk to me and be like, you there? And it's a lot of stuff going on. Like, take time for the call. I mean, things happen, but once you see it get into a certain point, like the pot is boiling over, in the conversation, politely like, hey, I got a lot going on right now. Can I call you back? And it's no problem.
What about FaceTime? Do you like to FaceTime early on?
Well, here's the thing. I have an Android phone. I mean, I record on an iPhone. I have two phones, but the phone I speak on is an Android, and a lot of people be getting mad at me because, or if we have to go to Duo or maybe Instagram, but I don't mind that. If once again we taking out the time, I'm not looking at someone's ceiling, or they put the phone down. Let me, that kind of thing. Like, make time. If it's not a good time, then it's cool. We can do it another time.
Yeah, I do like WhatsApp. WhatsApp is good because you can send anything. It's really good.
Yeah.
WhatsApp is good. I would say I like that. Be present. I would say for me, I think it's good when men are just honest. Like, I don't like when it sounds like you're running game. I would just like to get to know you. So I'm okay if I'd rather him be, because I feel like everybody is corny when they're relaxed.
Are you?
Yeah. Even people that are too cool for school like you are.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you have to. I'd rather him just be himself. Just talk to me. I mean, at this big age, you should not be trying to be cool.
Right. Music in the background. You can't have soft music in the background.
See that you be on that. You be on that stuff.
Because I said that doesn't mean that's me.
It is. And I tell you what you do. I bet you're on the phone with soft music in the back with the Scorpio light that's behind you.
First of all, I'm not even in this room.
Oh, you're in there. You are in there with the lights low, talking in your robe, with your robe tied,
That's later on, and that's not in the beginning. We get there. That's not the beginning.
See, I was right though. I knew that's what it was. Well, no, I mean, it's, I just think just talk, just be honest, just talk. Okay. Tell me about your family, what's important to you, all that good stuff. Joy says she has jazz music playing softly in the background. Joy sounds like a good, she'd be good for you.
I like that, Joy, jazz in the background. I like that. I like that.
All right, so you got to watch the rest of these. Hopefully, I think the rest of them come out this weekend. So we'll be able to review the rest of Love is Blind next week. But before we get to next week, Wednesday here in Atlanta.
21st.
Wednesday night. Meet us there. Free drinks.
For the ladies from 7 to 8 p.m.
And Mish, yes, you did miss your Valentine's Day prize. We were trying to find you. We were looking for you. We were reaching out. And we did not see that. So do me a favor. Go to, just how do we have her send? Because remember we had two Valentine's Day winners.
Yeah.
And the one we didn't ever hear back from. So we thought that she was just we thought she just didn't come back, Mish. Lamisha, we thought you just did not come back. So do me a favor, put your Cash App in the comments. And we'll capture that and send you your late Valentine's Day gift. That it will be late now. You won't even get to enjoy it, but we'll send it anyway.
What was the other young lady's name? You remember?
I don't remember.
That we sent the money to.
She got hers. She's good.
No, I just wanted to shout her out because I don't know if we actually did it on when we was on.
I don't think we did. I got to keep up with it more, but we definitely want to make sure that you get your
2 weeks for you, woman.
What? We did wait. We kept her, but I still want to give it to her because
no. We definitely want to give it to her. Yeah.
Yeah. So put your Cash App in the chat, please, ma'am. Put your Cash App in the chat so we can get that to you. In fact, we were trying to do it during the show. Neither one of them were on during the show afterwards. Right. So, okay, she put her. Did you see her Cash App there?
I got my other phone. I don't got.
Oh, Mo.
What the? I don't. It's in the room.
We'll send it to you afterwards. I'll take a picture of the Cash App. All right, I got it. Yeah, so we're gonna come back Wednesday. We'll be back. We're ready to love, and then Friday. No, Wednesday we won't be here. We will be live. But if you watch this live, you'll be able to watch Men Are From the Mars versus Venus Dear Alpha Female event. We will be streaming live, so you'll be able to watch. We have Phil from Ready to Love DC. We have Kenneth from Put a Ring on It, and hopefully Kenneth has learned some lessons. We'll be talking with Kenneth. And then we have Vigilante, who is the young guy. We have an artist who's going to be performing, and it's going to be a good time. Mo is going to be actually in the crowd with the ladies, fielding the ladies' questions.
Yes, we're going to see how it goes. Now, but come out. I want to take pictures. We want to laugh, introduce yourself, let me know. We're going to have a great time, man.
We're going to have a good time. Yes, girl. Kenneth. But, this is about learning. We're all open. We're open for everyone to learn. So we're going to we will start the broadcast at 8:00. But if you are here, you want to be there at 7 because we're having free drinks for the ladies from 7 to 8. Drinks are free. Free drinks, 7 to 8. Show starts at 8, and we're going to get into it. So make sure that you come out Wednesday, and then Friday, we're going to have a good time. I will tell you, I talked to LaRon. LaRon is going to come on after he goes home. So he is waiting because I said, you done interviews with everybody else. And he said he's coming. He's going to share with us his perspectives after everything is gone. So that ought to be good. But we have some more surprises coming up. So you guys stay tuned. Make sure that you like this before you leave. Please, we need to do that. When you guys, from now on, you please remind me, we need to make sure that people like and make sure that they're subscribed when they're watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So those are our tips. You guys got your marching orders for being on the phone. Ladies, make sure that you're present. I was going to say pregnant. Don't be pregnant.
Ooh, hang up the phone, fellas.
Don't be pregnant. Make sure that you're present. And guys, save the lines and just come shoot from the heart. Shoot straight, I think, is just the best thing if you're really looking for something real. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys for hanging out. We love you guys. We will see you on Wednesday. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait. And then, of course, we'll be back here on Friday. You guys be good. Have a good one.
I'll be safe. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't tell me how